Like the other 3 cult legions, Death Guard, Emperor's Children, and World Eaters, the Thousand Sons have a Demon Allies detachment of their own, allowing them to mix in demons of tzeentch. These soup detachments are always a mixed bag, often requiring you to jump through hoops to do what a normal detachment could do anyway. Will this one break the mold? Or is the future already written on another disappointing demon detachment? Let's find out with the Changehost of Deceit. Before we get started, why not like and subscribe? I assure you, we would not deceive you. To read more, head over to goonhammer.com. Link in the description. Detachment Rule: Infernal Pacts. Tzeentch demon units have the Scintillating Legions keyword. You can include Scintillating Legion units in your army, up to 500 points in Incursion games, 1000 points in Strike Force games, and 1500 in Onslaught games. No Scintillating Legions model can be your warlord. Demonic Illusions. Thousand Sun Psyker units within 6 inches of and visible to Scintillating Legions units gain a 4-up invulnerable save to shooting attacks. Mortal Sorcery. Scintillating Legions Psyker units within 6 inches of and visible to Thousand Suns units gain the Cabal of Sorcerers ability. This is fine. Having the ability to cast rituals from Demon Psykers in your army is decent, and it gives them some extra value, but they can't actually benefit from the rituals themselves. That is, Destiny's Ruin, Temporal Surge, and Twist of Fate all specify that they only work on or with Thousand Suns units, so while your demons can cast them, they don't get any benefits from them. This really takes the wind out of the detachment's sails, and it leaves you wondering why you'd even bother. That's exacerbated by the fact that 4-up invulnerable saves are not hard to come by for these units. Rubrics get a 4-up invulnerable save from an Exalted Sorcerer, and Zangors can get the same in the Warp Meld Pact detachment. The enhancements broadly go on either Thousand Suns infantry models or Lords of Change. Nether Shriek Mind Eater lets your Thousand Suns character or Lord of Change point at an enemy unit and force it to take a battle shock test, causing 3 mortal wounds if they fail. This is a coin flip at best, and the odds are usually worse than that. Diabolic Savant gives a +1 to your Thousand Suns character's psychic tests every time they channel the warp, so long as they're hanging out with your demons. It's not a bad one. Duplicitous Malediction lets you redeploy up to 3000 Suns units, even dropping them into strategic reserves. Take Ahriman 2 and redeploy 6 units, just for funsies. Note that it doesn't work on demons though. Tome of True Names gives a Thousand Suns infantry model a 2-up invulnerable save for 1 phase of the game. Having an unkillable Terminator Sorcerer seems pretty cool, even if it's only on him, not his unit. These stratagems are also nothing to write home about. Sulphurous Veil is a flat -1 to hit on one of your units in any phase, and it works on both demons and Thousand Suns. It's a decent, versatile defensive ability. Another defensive stratagem, Deceptive Glamour, sacrifices your demons to protect your Thousand Suns. At the start of the fight phase, pick a Thousand Suns unit. It can't be targeted so long as there's an eligible Scintillating Legions unit. Sacrifice some pink horrors and keep your marines alive. Ethereal Phantasm is a pretty standard reactive move, letting one of your demon units move d6 inches if an enemy unit comes within 9 inches of them, or move a full 6 if they're within 6 inches of a Thousand Suns unit. This one's actually pretty good, especially to get your greater demons around. Fractal Disjunction keeps one of your demon units from getting shot from outside 18 inches in the shooting phase. It doesn't work on monsters though, so Kairos will have to tank that Gladiator Lancer shot the hard way, but if you're looking for a way to keep a unit of horrors around, you could do worse. Chrono Sorceress Bleed subtracts 2 inches from the charge roll of an enemy unit against one of your Thousand Sun Psyker or demon units. Keep this in mind when your opponent deep strikes a melee threat and force them to attempt an 11-inch charge. Glimmershift Portal lets you pick up 2 unengaged non-monster demon units or a single Lord of Change and put them into reserves. It's a solid utility trick that will help you exert pressure over the entire board. Whenever you build these demon allied armies, what you're really looking for is the best way to get the most value out of adding efficient datasheets to the already good ones you've got. Because your demons can't benefit from rituals, flamers don't offer a ton of value. They're just worse than Warp Flamer rubrics in most respects. Where you're really going to get value here is from Kairos, who gives you extra command points and an indirect fire attack, but the problem is that you don't have any killer stratagems to spend those command points on. The other potential value add here is horrors, but they've been nerfed substantially, with pink horrors dropping to 1 OC and blue horrors going to 0. It makes them only useful as a large screen unit that can give multiple units a 4-up invulnerable save, and there are other, more reliable ways to do that in the Thousand Suns. A list built around this detachment would probably start with Kairos Fateweaver and a couple units of horrors, then it'd be a pretty standard Thousand Suns army after that. Screamers might work here as they're decent units on their own, but it's difficult to see the upside that Thousand Sons get from adding demons. Now let's go over the strengths and weaknesses. More data sheets. You can bring demons, and that does give you more options. Kairos. Kairos is legitimately great and offers something that Thousand Sons just don't have access to otherwise: additional command points and command point denial. Durability. A 4-up invulnerable save isn't amazing when you've already got a 5-up, but it's far from nothing. Now, as we alluded to earlier, there's not much here in the way of synergy. Not being able to benefit from rituals really limits what demons can actually bring to the table. If they're just there to project a 4-up invulnerable save for your rubrics, you don't really need that many of them. Enhancements. The enhancements here just aren't great, though the Tome of True Names is pretty funny on a Terminator Sorcerer. The Stratagems. The things your army can do here just aren't that exciting, in part because they're very restrictive in terms of which units can actually use them. This is our 4th time getting a Demon Soup detachment for the Cult Legions, and it's about as lackluster as the rest. It's a shame because tzeentch demons have some cool things to offer, but it never quite comes together here. The detachment rule is equal parts weak and finicky, the enhancements are unexciting at best, and the stratagems don't do much to move the needle. Sadly, not even tzeentch could change the fate of this detachment. If you want to see us attempt to hammer this detachment into something playable, head over to goonhammer.com for a sample list and more. You can also support us on Patreon for Discord access and bonus content, and like and subscribe to us here on YouTube. I've been Brimstone McSilvertower, and I should probably get that third eye looked at. My optometrist is worried sick. Thanks for watching.